guys, I'm Bria.
I'm Chrissy.
And today we're going to be talking about the time that we had a stalker.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was like it was yesterday. We live in Washington now, so we're safe. This happened when we were in LA. Lots of crazy things happened in LA.
We lived in West Hollywood in a gated apartment complex that was really small. It was like 10 units or so and had a little gate around. It was probably built in the 1950s right off of Fairfax, so you could hear everything going on, but you felt pretty safe from it because of that gate that locked.
We heard shootings from our apartment.
Yes.
We had people,
The search helicopters
doing really weird things to their bodies in front of our apartments. Like, we had the works.
It was a wild time.
But this was the craziest thing that happened to us.
Definitely the creepiest. I came home one day, it was close to Valentine's Day, and saw tons of red rose petals all around the gate leading up to mine and Bria's door. I think I even asked you, did you do flower petals?
Yeah, and so I look outside and there's flower petals all over and there's like white paper with a note and it said something, I can't even remember what it said, something really minimal. And don't worry, we have lots of proof and evidence to show you throughout this video, but it was something really small and subtle and both of us kind of looked at each other like neither of us did this for each other. Right. It was leading to our door and it was really weird because like who else could get into it? We had a gate with a code. You had to know the code to get in. So it was really weird, but we just kind of like, whatever. We didn't know what happened. We just kind of wrote it off. And that was the start of our stalker. I'm going to put up pictures of what we started to get. I don't have everything, but I did take pictures of some of the letters and things that were sent to our apartment. Well, the first one we got, it said apartment number 2. That is where we lived. Legal guns against dangerous criminals, federal authorities. I was like, well, that's a really weird letter to get in front of our house. We did not connect the dots that like all of this stuff started targeting our particular apartment. A couple days later, we started getting ones that said, arrest, DC, serious felon, CIA officer, Central 1422, intelligence agency, police, and Gennady. G-E-N-A-D-Y.
Life in prison.
We started getting articles about school shootings and bombs coming our way.
Oh my gosh, how long did this go on for?
Weeks and weeks. Then we got one that said something about my dad.
Well, it was addressed. It was on our door. I feel like maybe our door was broken. We came home one time and we had a gate that was for our door and then we had our actual wooden door and there was a note on the door.
That said David.
It said David. Basically like, David, watch out. And we were like, what?
David is my dad's name.
This person knows Bria's dad, and being online, we had no idea what was going on. We were petrified.
So that's when we started calling the police. And we called the police and a good, what was it, 2.5 hours?
4 hours.
Was it around 5 hours?
Yeah, to get somebody there, because that's how busy the cops are in LA.
So the police show up and they're like, okay, so what's going on? And so we definitely have a stalker, but we don't know the guy's name, and he's not saying BriaAndChrissy. He's just referencing my dad, and he's referencing our apartment unit. Yeah. And he says, well, if he's not targeting you specifically, we can't do anything about this. I really recommend you contacting your landlord and putting up cameras. The landlord puts up cameras. We're gonna finally catch this dude in action, and we get another note. And we go back to the footage, and it was like so hard to see the person's face. It was grainy.
But wasn't it the person throwing it over the fence?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was just like a middle-aged white dude. Like there was no.
He was older.
Middle-aged to older white dude, but there was no like defining features besides like a little bit chubby white dude. Yeah. So then we're like, is this person like in his car watching us? Like what the hell do we do? Like we can't live here and like have this continuously happen. And there was not enough like information from the camera. Now we have a camera set up and we're still getting stalked.
So I'm walking back from the store and I see the guy go up to the gate, throw something over and scurry back, and he goes into the apartment complex, the condos right next to our building. So
we called the police. We're like, okay, we know who the stalker is. It's somebody.
It just happened.
It just happened, and this person lives next door to us. We're like, what? Yeah. Like, yes, this person is in the apartment complex right over. We don't know which unit they live in, but we do know that they live right next door to us, which is even creepier. Right. Like, they have so much access to us. This is where it takes the creepiest turn. So the police show up, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna go to this complex, and we're gonna, you know, find anybody who matches or whatever. Finds the guy matching the clothing. We go to the security footage. We match this dude. Right. You guys are not gonna believe this. Our bedroom has these like little tiny like sheet curtains. How would you describe our curtains? Like blinds.
But the vertical blinds.
Yes. Complication. So our apartment has vertical blinds and they kind of swung and they didn't always close. Turns out the guy was living in the apartment complex parallel to our bedroom.
But you have to explain something. It's LA, it's West Hollywood. These buildings are not far apart. There was probably 15 feet apart from our window to his window, and just a straight shot. Looking up, you could see if we were standing up, the cats broke the blinds over the years. You know, this guy had clearly stalked this unit and had a vendetta against, we ended up finding out, someone from a previous time, or maybe if that person even existed.
We think it's schizophrenia.
It was a mental illness. It was not about Bria and I, but we were being targeted because it was about whoever was occupying that apartment.
He had a vendetta with apartment number 2 at our complex, and we just happened to be in apartment number 2, but he could also look into our bedroom. And there was one time when, you remember we looked outside of our blinds, and there was a guy and his eyes were looking through the blinds, and the second we see him, he like closes the blinds like in a movie. Like, it's so freaking creepy. Like, this dude had been like watching us.
He was just some acquaintance friend of somebody who lived there, and he ended up kicking him out after this incident happened.
That happened to be the end of our stalker, because once he was gone, I guess he didn't have a vendetta with apartment number 2. Maybe he had a vendetta with his new apartment mate at his new place.
Doesn't that sound like a horror book, you know?
Yeah.
Vendetta with number 2.
Vendetta with number 2.
It's like a beach novel, you know, that you read in Santa Monica in your beach chair.
At least we found out who our stalker was, and it wasn't like just some cliffhanger. Like, we actually found out who it was. And that's the tale of the time we had a stalker. And if you like this video and the story, make sure to hit the thumbs up. We're gonna have a lot more videos, and make sure to check us out on Storyfire. We're gonna have a link down there. We're putting brand new content over there. If you like these videos, YouTube is giving us the big FU, so we are going to other platforms. Check us out on Storyfire. We'll have the link below. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you sometime soon. Big kiss.
Big hug. Big love.